It's going players, and welcome back to Rebel Rescue with me, FoggyPlays, on FM22. As you can see, we've done a little bit of interesting stuff. We've the Cork City badge over here, UCC sponsor here, Adidas, who make the kits, and backwards. The team or the company that sponsor the league. So, as you would imagine, form has been pretty good. I do wish I brought you back for the two games against Cove Wanderers and Cove Ramblers, because we did score quite a number of goals. We're still unbeaten this season, but we have dropped points, which is frustrating. Against Athlone of all clubs. Athlone. Not ideal. But, as I said, things are going very well. So if you do go to enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you think of this. It's a work in progress. We'll get there eventually. I'll make it look super nice. But now, I want to get into the video. So fellas, as you can see, since we were here last, I did say in the intro that we've been unbeaten. We're doing fantastically. Since the game against Treaty, we beat Wexford 3-0, comfortable victory. Then we beat Cove Wanderers, I was going to say Ramblers, but we also beat Cove Ramblers. Both games ended 5-1 to us, which is just delightful. Against Athlone, we just could not beat their goalkeeper. Their goalkeeper was having an absolute worldly of a game. So, fair play to him. He managed to get goalkeeper of the week. So, congratulations. I think his name was like Schmiegel something or other. Schmiegellind. Some German fella. And then we just beat Galway United. But it was a little bit squeaky bum, because we dominated the first half. And then Galway decided the second half was theirs. So we just about managed to keep them from scoring in the second half. But now we're taking on Bray Wanderers, who are third. And we're going to be taking on top division side Waterford, who are actually struggling after their first game, beaten by Dundalk. As you kind of expect that. Dundalk are pretty good. So as you can see, sitting comfortably atop the division. 1 game in hand over UCD. Also 1 point in hand. It is so far a bit of a 2-horse race. Cove Ramblers still haven't scored a single point. I think they've scored 4 goals. They take on Wexford today, so there's a chance they'll get something out of that game. But this is how we're lining up for this one. We've toyed with the first team a little bit. Harrington starts in goal. Corcoran has played 1 game against Cove Wanderers. I think Corcoran's going to be the cup goalkeeper for a while, until Harrington does something to annoy me. But we've got Walker, Hakkinen, Gilchrist and O'Connor as our back 4. Cervelli and Healy as our centre midfielders. Duna Coffey and Keating behind Murphy. Rory Keating, okay, you can't see there, 7 games, 7 goals. The guy has been exceptional so far. A goal a game. I'm not going to complain. Dylan McGlade sits this one out. His form's dropped a little bit recently, so I think it's worth bringing in Coffey just to see what he can do, because he's not been terrible. He's played quite well when he has played, mostly off the bench. So I want to see what he can do today. Plus, McGlade is a handy player to have, because he can play in any of these 3 positions, and Keating can play as a striker, but he hasn't played as a striker yet. So it'll be interesting to see what he does from there. Bray have stolen the ball away from us 8 minutes in. First highlight. And whew, I was going to chill. They do have Connor Clifford playing for them, who used to play for Chelsea. O'Connor steps up, smashes it in the back of the net. He is our free kick specialist. He takes the majority of our corners as well. So he's kind of our set piece guy, and he is very good at what he does. I think he's been one of the most consistent players, I suppose is the best way of putting it. He has had a 7 in quite a number of games, and Rory Keating has had himself sent off, which is not ideal. I'll say that much for nothing. Yeah, I think we take off Coffey and bring on McGlade. But McGlade is a guy who can play as an inside forward. So let's go. 26 minutes into the game. We're down to 10. But we're winning. probably should move back from positive, but I'm not going to. Connor Clifford, we spoke about him already. There you go, back in the net. Connor Clifford is quite a good player. So yeah, Bray have a very good central midfielder playing for them. As a ball-winning midfielder, he's the one that played for Chelsea. I think he's got a brother. No, okay, maybe it is just Connor Clifford. I could be wrong. But yeah, he's been in. O'Connor's been quite good for us so far this year. The fact that we're down to 10 men, not ideal. That's their first shot on target. Their first shot on target was a goal. I was going to tell lads they have been unlucky so far. I'm just going to point the finger at everybody and tell them to do better at football. As Lelouch would say, do a football. Straight over the top. Almost scored from the kickoff. I never showed you the tactic names. They're all Irish. And I let you all figure out Murphy. Oh. So, unfortunately, Rory Keating will not be scoring a goal today because, you know, he's been sent off without scoring. Not ideal. Hopefully, we can get the rest of the lads to do something. The one thing I would say is the playmaker has been hit or miss. So, that's just what is going on. Manley is just absolutely cut the defence in pieces. And yeah, you can see Healy's playing a 6.5 and he's our playmaker. I'm not sure about the whole playmaker situation. Potentially, we just stop with the playmaker. I haven't really decided yet. It works sometimes, but other times then they just do nothing. But Walker gets it across. Keane Murphy's shot is blocked by the goalkeeper. But I was going to say we had a second chance, but we didn't. Duna's got the ball. I think at this stage now, I would say I'd say a draw, fair enough. Serbley gets it back to McGlade, and Keane Murphy. It is a goal. I looked at the linesman. I was like, he's going to flag for offside. But he hasn't. So there's 2-2 between Bray and Cork City. That's Cork City. So we're coming up on 70 minutes played. Again, as I said, I would take a draw right now, but I think Healy's going to come off for Norstrand. And I'm going to make him... Let's make him an advanced playmaker. Duna's not having a great game. We don't have anyone who can play on the wing. So we're going to leave Duna continue to play. Walker can come off for Caragbo. Or Caragbo. And we'll see what happens. Harrington. His goal kick was won by a Bray player. O'Connor's got himself sent off now. We don't have a left back on the bench. Okay, well, we're going to go to balanced. Nordstrand can just move to left back. Duna is going to come back and be a central midfielder. McGlade can just pop into central midfield. Just do that. I'm going to bring on... Coleman, but I think I'll play Coleman or is Nordstrand better at left back? No. Okay, so Nordstrand can be the advanced playmaker. Coleman can be a fullback on defend because he is not the man I want playing up there or pushing forward. I'm actually wing back on support. Why not? This has not gone according to plan. We hadn't had a single red card to this point. And now we've had 2 today. Not ideal. We're going to give the lads a bit of encouragement. We're going to just stay unbalanced. Things are working. It does mean that Hurley gets to play the next game. So he'll be playing his first game of the season for us. McGlade steps up to take the free kick. I thought that went in. Oh. We're just going to make our final change. Hackett is tired. We're going Oh no, we've already made 5. Oh, because we made that change at halftime. Never mind. Ignore me. I haven't a clue what I'm doing. Oh, we. Alright, we got away with that one. You were unlucky tonight. But Rory Keaton made our job much harder. What was that got sent off? Kevin got sent off. Made our lives much, much harder. 2-2. Not the worst result in the world. Still sitting clear. I was dubbed 2 yellow cards. Bad tackle, referee's decision was probably justified. Don't appeal. And that is not ideal, but we'll take the draw. Worse things could have happened. Somehow Shells and Athlone have a game in hand over us. Wexford have played 8 already. Not ideal for them. Wexford did beat Cove in the end. And Athlone and Treaty drew. Okay. Did not expect that. But we're going to be taking on Waterford now. And we can play 7. You can use 7 subs, but only 3 can be used. Let's remember that. So we'll be back in a second to take on our local rival. I guess Waterford are a local rival. Not the closest of rivals, but they're local enough. So we will be back for that in just a second. Right, fellas. So now we have our game against Waterford and our very, very tired squad. Not ideal, obviously, but I've sent some players for a rest, and they're still resting. But we have as strong a side as we can get. O'Connor and Rory still suspended, obviously, because they only got suspended last game. But we have Bobby O'Connor, who's come through as a player that came up my scout report, bringing him in on trial. Ex-Everton, was wanted by Manchester United. So I was like, yes, please, I'll bring him in, see what he can do. We're not going to, probably not going to be able to sign him, but we have him at the club regardless. So changes for this game, we have Hounahan and Hurley are coming in because we have tired players and a suspended left back. McGlade is starting on the left. Bolger is coming in to play in central midfield. I think that's all the changes. 5 changes. Oh, Keane Coleman's in as well. Because our centre back partnership were exhausted from the last game. I'm not expecting too much from this game because it is a very, very strong Waterford side. Even though they're struggling, they're still a top division side. So always going to be a little bit worried. I did have a meeting with the media, and they were like, "Oh, the Waterford striker is probably the most important player in their team. It's going to be one that scores all the goals." And I was like, "No." So then they were like, "Oh, who do you think is going to be the most important player?" So I was just like, went through everyone and just picked a random player, and it turns out I picked their right back. Oh, Keane hit the post, but it looked like it went over the bar from like crossbar. Not 100% sure what happened there, but McGlade with the corner and Josh Hounahan. Did not see that one coming. Josh has scored. Fantastic. A player that I think he's probably 4th/5th choice. He's gone and scored, so I'll take that. We have another corner, but this time Hounahan's taken it, and Coleman's headed over. Okay, so we're getting a lot of highlights. McGlade. Oh, Dylan almost put. Who's playing on there? Duna. Was it Duna? I think it was Duna. Yeah, it's probably Duna. Coffee picks up the ball, finds Duna. Back to Walker. Keane Coleman tries to find Murphy. Hurley. Back to Hoonan. Murphy stole the ball but couldn't keep a hold of it. We're doing pretty alright. Hounahan's been a significantly better centre back than I was expecting him to be. Beautiful ball through from McGlade. Oh, Sorelli absolutely rattles the crossbar. So this is much, much better than I was expecting. Is that the 30? We had him on trial. We had Brian Murphy on trial, and I didn't bother bringing him because we have like 2 really good goalkeepers, And I want to give Mark McNulty some game time this year as well, because, you know, he is a club legend. Oh, Keane Murphy's true. Keane Murphy ruins the goalkeeper, puts it in the back of the net, and we are 2 up against Waterford. Gordon. So we'll just super cash. Everything's fine. Doing pretty well. Let's keep it up. Hurley's having a poor game, which just shows that, I suppose I did make it so that he's a wing back on support for this one, not a wing back on attack, because he's not an attacking wing back. I trust Walker to be more of the attacking wing back when Hurley's playing. But when O'Connor plays, he is the attacking wing back, because he's just a great player all round. Match report new, thank you. Yeah, fuck it, we leave it. Okay, so we're going to make changes because our players are getting a little bit on the tired side. Duna can come off for Bargari. Sorelli can come off for Norstrand. We leave our final substitution for now. And fellas, you need to remind me to show you the tactic names because they're interesting. I think they're interesting. Hunain taking a free kick. I did not think that he was a free kick and all of that. I didn't think he was that kind of player, but it's fine. Crowley's going to come on for the final few minutes. Hurley finds Coffey. Bolger whips it across. Couldn't find... Is it Bargari? Yeah. Couldn't find Bargari, but Hurley's picked up the ball out wide. Whips it back across. Coffey. That was a fairly comfortable save for Barry Murphy, or Brian Murphy. Ex-West Brom goalkeeper from yesteryear. Big punt forward. Again, fairly comfortable. Goalkeepers were just kind of playing the ball to each other. Subawale, the guy said that was going to be the most influential player on the Waterford team. I think I potentially actually did something quite well with that. Coffey. Barry Coffey smashes it in the back of the net. It is over. 3-0. We've just gone and beaten Waterford. 3-0. You do love to see it. The Waterford players are not having a good time. One of their centre-backs was having a decent game. But we've come out victors. So a draw and a win. I'll take it. We've gotten some money. How's the finances looking? We're overdrawn. We're a little bit over on the wage budget. It's not that bad though. Yeah, like I said, we have Níl Aon Gaeilge Agam as our main tactic. Céad Míle Fáilte as our kind of more defensive tactic. Well, ultra defensive tactic. Everyone is pretty much on defend. And then we have Chucky Law as our super aggressive, very attacking, we need a goal like right now tactic. So I'd say that was a pretty good result. Did not expect that. We play Waterford again in the Munster Senior Cup. Okay, so we were the first teams to play, so I don't think the draw is going to be for a little while. 7th of April, it's 2 more days, but you're going to be missing for it. I'm going to do my press conference in a minute, because why not? Waterford. I wish we could have. I should have put Waterford Whispers in here. Anyone from Ireland will know Waterford Whispers. It's the place to definitely get your news from. It's 100% accurate. So when are we going to come back for our next matches? Cove and Wexford. They'd be interesting. I know we're coming up on the transfer window opening, which would be fantastic. But I think Cove and Wexford as our next round of games, because I think we're going to do pretty well this year. We're 7 points clear of the team in third, 9 points clear of sixth, so we're pushing pretty well for at least a playoff spot. Would like to guarantee ourselves a top spot. Probably should have played against UCD, seeing as how they're second in the league, but What can you do now, huh? Things have been done, and I'm not changing the things now. So if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Can't believe we had 2 players sent off against Bray. That was rather frustrating. In real life, Cork City beat Bray 4-1. And I think Bray had a player sent off. So 2-2, and we had 2 players sent off. Not ideal, but we still managed to come away with it. I'll take it. Thank you for watching, fellas, and I'll catch you in the next one.